Welcome to another video of HR Analytics. This is our lecture number 4, and in this lecture, we will talk about some of the functions of human resource planning. We will also calculate some of the data in Excel sheet. The data will be especially related to the supply and demand of the employees and its calculation. In the first 3 lectures, we talked about the importance of HR analytics, the process of HR analytics, and then we did some data analysis related to human resource planning. So let's start this topic with our first analysis, that is known as supply calculation based on skill inventories. Now, what are skill inventories? Skill inventories are simply databases in which you have kept the record of your employees' skills and other data. For example, you have the serial number here, the names, the application number, the position, age, qualification, experience in years, and then you have the skills that your employees have. Uh, what is the use of this skill inventory? Actually, whenever you're in search for a candidate with specific skills, if you have maintained these kind of inventories, it'll just take you a few clicks to shortlist your candidates, your internal candidates, which means your own employees. If you want to promote somebody, if you want to transfer somebody from one department to the other department based on the skills, these are going to be very helpful. So let's just go to our Excel file. So this is our skill inventory table. First of all, what you'll have to do is you won't be seeing these filters, so you might be somewhere here. What you have to do is first you need to click this heading bar, then you need to go to this data tab and then filters. Now we have all the filters set up here, but before going towards the filters, what is the question that we are looking for? So the question is that we are in need, first of all, what we are in need of. We need a person for SAP skills, SAP skills, and the person should be at the manager level. He or she should have 5 years of experience and age should be above 40 years. So if you have maintained these skill inventories, what we have done in this Excel is that we have all the skills related to all the employees, and this is the data of about 1000 employees. So if you have so many employees that you, by just looking at them, can't filter the kind of employees you need, what you can do is you can use this Excel file to answer this question of your HR needs. So what we'll do, we'll start with the first need. Our first need is the SAP skills. So we'll go to this skill tab, we'll apply a filter, select none, and then just select the skills of SAP from here. So, okay, it has shortlisted people who all have SAP skills. So then we are going to go to our next criteria, which is the manager level. So if we go to this position, what we can do is we can apply another filter of manager only and okay. So now we have all the managers. What was our third criteria? With 5 years of experience, 5 or above years of experience, we can say. Let's go to the experience tab. So in the experience tab, what we can do is we can just see that we don't have anything less than 5. Anything 5 or above 5 is fine. So we'll just click OK. Then we have another filter that we need to use is that is age above 40 years. So what we can do is we can go to this age bar. We can select anything above 40. So then we will have to deselect anything less than 40. And then we will be able to come up with our answer of the HR need. So now we are having people above or equal to 40 years of age. So if you apply these filters, you can easily get to know the people who are having this kind of skill, and this is the experience. And then if you want to further analyze, you can further let's say you want people with only 5 years of experience. So what we can do is we can only go with the experience of 5 years only. It will shortlist for us these candidates. So this is how it becomes very easy for you to identify the people, identify the talent based on the needs, based on the skills, based on the experience, and any other criteria that we want to use. So this is the basic function of your HR skill inventories. Now, some people do it in HR, some people do it in their own HRIS system, but you can always use this sheet and create your sheet, include your data, and then at the time of the need, you can always do this analysis. Our next analysis is to talk about the replacement charts. This is also about the supply calculation of your employees. Replacement charts are typically used to keep track of potential internal candidates for the firm's most critical positions. So these charts are usually used for the promotions of your internal candidates. That with one glance or with one click, you can get to know which person should be promoted to the next level. So let's just understand how to use these replacement charts. First of all, you need to understand this key that we have already created so we can understand how to use this chart. So in this key, it is divided into two types of datas. Now, what is this telling us? That what is the present performance of an employee? If you get this kind of sign, the performance is outstanding. If there's this kind of sign, the performance is satisfactory. And if there is this kind of sign, the performance needs improvement. So this is about the performance which you have got from your performance appraisal from last 2, 3, 4, or 5 years. The next thing to understand is that you also have to look at other trainings and everything, and based on that, you're saying if the person is capable of the promotion. So promotion potential is ready now if you have this sign. Needs further training if you have this sign. And if the promotion is questionable, you will have this sign. Now, let's use these signs and know who can be promoted to what level. Let's suppose we have a president and he or she has to retire, or he resigns, or the president is no more. So, who is the person who can easily be promoted from these levels to this level, to the president level? So using these keys, we can easily identify that what person and what kind of person can be promoted. So let's just look at the people who have the outstanding performance. So who has the outstanding performance from here? This person, and this person. So these three have the outstanding performance. Now let's also look at who is ready to be promoted to the next level. So we need to look at this sign. So this sign is there with this person, and these two. But the problem is now we have to see which person has the ready now potential to be promoted and also has the outstanding performance. So we are down to these two people, this person and this person. But let's see, we have another indicator, which is this 59 and 60. And consider that this is the age of the employee. And let's suppose your policies of retirement says that you have to retire a person at the age of 60. And this person is already in the 60th year. So what you have to do is you have to see who is a possible potential candidate for the president's position. So if we look at these two people, I think this person will be able to be promoted to the president level because he has the age of 59. He is ready to be promoted and he has the outstanding performance. In the same way, if we have to look at these things and who should be promoted to the next level, so we can clearly see that this person is ready to be promoted and has the outstanding performance. So this person can be promoted to the next level. So this is how you use your replacement charts when you have to deal with the promotions. Next, we have to talk about the succession plans. Now, in the succession plans, many people are confused about this, the real function of succession planning. So there are two things important. First, that it is the forecasting of availability of the inside candidate, which means it is your own employee who's already working with you. And secondly, it is done for the most important executive positions. Mostly it is done for family businesses. For example, if there's a business of some food or something, the recipe is one of the key areas, and then maybe the financials is one of the key areas. So what you will do, you will promote somebody from inside, preferably from one of your family members. So preferably your family member will take the succession position. But nowadays it's not about the family anymore. It used to be for the family, that your elder son or your son is going to take, or your daughter is going to take some position, some key position in an organization. But now it's not like that. Now it is done for all kind of employees. But remember that it is done for the internal candidate and for most important executive positions like the CEOs, CFOs, and all the top positions. So you are preparing somebody for top positions, that will be known as the succession plan. Now, the next thing that we'll have to talk about is the trend analysis. Now, this is the basis for almost many of your analytics. Trend analysis is simply the analysis of the past to predict your future. Remember, we talked about predictive analytics. So in the predictive analytics, what you usually do is, based on your past data, you predict your future. So let's just look at this simple example, and then we'll go to our Excel file and see how we can plan for HR based on our trend analysis. Let's look at this data of 2018, 19, 20, 21, and we don't have the data for the year 2022. We are supposing that we don't have the data. But based on this data, you have 100 employees in 2018, 110 in 2019, 121, 133 in 2021. Now, what we can see, based on the trend analysis, we can see that there's an increase of 10% number of employees, another 10%, 10%, and then 10%. So if from the last 4 years, you're having this 10% increase in the number of employees, then obviously based on the past, you can say that in the next year, which is 2022, or any year that you're planning for, your need of the HR will be 10% higher. So based on this data, if you multiply this with 1.10, this will give you this figure, roughly this figure. So now in the 2022, you will be needing 146 employees. So this is the use of trend analysis. Now let's just look at the Excel example and see how can we analyze based on our trend analysis. So this is our data, and we have the data from year 2000, 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, until 2020. So this is the data of 2020. This is the data of 2019, and the same way backwards we have this 20 years data. Now, what kind of data do we have? The data we have is about the level of the employees. These are the 4 levels of the employees, and these are the different departments of the organization. So in the 2000 year, we had the 12 HR people at top management, 125 people at the middle management, 122 and 200 at non-managerial employees. The same way we have the data for all the departments. Now this data is increasing. Let's say in 2002, you have 14 employees. In 2001, you have 13 employees. In 2000, you have 12 employees. That means at the top level of the HR, you are increasing in terms of number of employees. So based on this data, we have given it a formula, and you can come down to the data of your 2021 and 2022. So in the 2021, if you can see this thing, we will be needing 60 people at the top management level of HR. The same way in 2022, we will be needing 65 people, and accordingly these type of people. Now, based on this data or this predictive analytics, you can easily plan for your hiring. Now, plan for hiring is done based on the shortage and or the surplus. How did we do it? Let's look at this data. In 2021, we will be needing 60 employees. Here, in 2020, we have 56 employees. So the difference is 4 people. So in 2021, you will be hiring these 4 people. The same way, the difference between 65 and 60 will be 5. So that means you will be needing 5 people to be hired in 2022. So this is how you do your trend analysis. You can do it with any number of employees, with any number of departments, and at different levels. So this is our next thing that you can use. You can download this sheet from the link in the description section, and you can do the changes in it, and then you can see if it is changing or not. So this is the major reason of using trend analysis to predict your future needs of HR. So this is all from this lecture. We'll be talking about some more methods in the next lecture. Thank you very much.